but it's in honor of you, our Queen Mother.
Yeah.
Each of us, some of us will have certain things to share in certain aspects. What's going on?
Sorry.
But the first thing we're going to do, and we'll just have everybody share each category. We're all going to share a gift that we received from you. So I'm going to start. You generously gave me the Cook's Illustrated, and I liked it so much I actually am going to get it for myself now.
Good for you. I'm still getting it.
Oh yeah, and
I can't even cook.
So everybody else, go ahead and just take your turn if you have something.
Wait, are we recording right now?
I'll go. I have to take a little walk across my house towards a desk. Mom and I went to a antique store when I was about 13 or 12. I don't know if you can see it because it's super bright here. Oh, that's not going to work.
We can see it well.
Anyway, here's my desk. Mom, do you remember it?
Yeah.
Oh, very well.
Oh, well. Yeah.
I finished it.
Yeah, dude.
So that's something. Thank you very much.
Papa
I still
Dave
have
said
it.
he probably paid for it and probably refinished. And you know it. You did refinish
I
it.
think I paid $40 for it.
No, it wasn't my gift.
Oh, okay. I'll go find something else then.
No.
All right, next person.
I'll go. This is a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Did John get back on?
Oh, that's good. I
Hold
love
it
that
up.
one.
Hold it up a little higher.
That's good.
Yeah.
We can see it now.
My attempt at needlepoint.
Gasman,
Nice.
Minnesota, years
Oh,
1962.
3 hours old behind her I get.
does that
That
count
was
as
in
a
the laundry room.
stain too?
Yeah.
Actually, now that I read the back, which Dad, of course, has signed with a note and history, it actually was from him, but Mom did it.
We seem to have a theme here. Oh, Mom's gifts were actually from Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. And
This is
you know that he was the one.
your laundry
Give
room.
all the gifts.
All right, who's next?
But I want to make a comment on the hurrier I go the behind. I used to literally interpret that and think if you go really fast, kick your butt.
What's that?
I think you were right, Margaret. What you said was censored.
You were bleeped. You were bleeped.
What was she trying to say?
I said, the faster you run, the more likely you are to hit your butt. The hurrier I go, the behinder I get. So I was very literal as I'm ironing. I'm going, that must mean if you run fast, you hit your butt.
That's fast.
Figures you would interpret that way. Okay, who's next?
I have to make a point that John was in order and he's not even back on this yet. So I haven't done the whole admitting thing yet.
I don't think he can get back on.
How
No.
do you-
See, Mike, you threw him out. Now he's stuck out in the cold. You probably
Well,
have
that's
him,
it for John.
you probably have him
And-
waiting in the waiting room.
I'm looking
And
to
at
see
Tabor
where-
Lake,
Where do you admit people?
we have a cookbook.
It pops up
Kate
at the
taught
bottom.
me before we got married. It was
Participants.
that thick one. What was it, Kate?
The thick one?
A very thick
Joy of,
cookbook.
the joy of cooking?
Joy of Cooking, yes. And I was wanting John to pull it out and show everybody, but if he can't get back on, that's what it is. The
Well,
Joy of
there
Cooking,
you
which I looked at a couple recipes. They're very hard. And it talked about doing something with butter. You have to do something special with butter. And I thought, okay, I can't even do that. So, but I keep
That was
it
the end of
because
that.
number one, you gave it to me, and number two, I think it's cool. And maybe I'll have a apocalypse at my cabin, and someone who's sheltering with me will know how to cook, and we'll have the cookbook.
Yay, John's back.
Very good. There's
So
John.
here's a cookbook from 1978 and it's signed Mom. Yeah.
Betty Crocker.
Really was from Dad.
No, it was really from
The,
you.
cookbook?
Yeah. I still have it.
All right, who else do we have to share? John, we're
So I'll
sharing.
go. I can't show it because I haven't unpacked it yet from moving. And since I wasn't around for the long haul, I have probably less hand-me-downs from Mimi Kate than most of you. But one of my all-time favorite gifts was I got in the mail maybe a year ago from Charlotte, this pair of salt and pepper shakers. They were pretty
Oh,
seriously
wonderful.
kind of beat up and well used.
Yeah, right.
And
Were they like
kind of
slightly
looked like
red and blue?
they kind of looked like they were supposed to be Delft China, but a really crappy knockoff, you know. And I'm like, and no
There's Wilbur
explanation,
Stein
just came in the
store.
mail. So I'm like, wow, these look like, you know, dollar store knockoffs of really old beat up Delft China salt and pepper shakers. But apparently those are the first salt and pepper shakers Mimi Kate bought when she was teaching herself to cook in Chicago while she was waiting for me to be born. So they're a very special present, but they're still packed in a box I haven't unwrapped from my dining room when it's from moving. So can't show you.
I think Thomas is at the door.
We have to check our door. There's big wrapping on, insistent wrapping on the door.
All right, I'll go next. Here's my gift.
What's that?
Move forward,
Got the
Teresa.
Speaking.
Who's talking now?
Teresa.
Oh, Teresa.
Yes.
Where's Teresa? I don't see her.
I'm right here.
Oh, there she is.
Hang on, because we have to
Wait.
There's
find.
Mary Claire. There's Reba.
I still don't see.
Teresa's talking.
I don't see
Oh.
her. Oh, there she is.
So
I
here's
have
the
to
gift.
swipe.
Probably some of you got one of these too, maybe.
Oh,
Where's
It's
Teresa?
Oh.
a citrus squeezer.
I didn't.
Nice.
Mimi is the queen of practical gifts.
But
I use this a lot.
this is a one-tasker, though. It's a one-tasker. We can do lemons and limes.
It's a very important tool, though. For
I think it could be used as a sex toy in the bathroom, in the bedroom.
No comment.
Are there kids on this?
Just you, Patrick.
I was sending it to
I don't think
text
I'm
and
the
missed
youngest.
it.
Very
What's
clear.
the practical gift?
So does anybody else have anything? I know Bridget has something.
I'll go.
That's okay. It might be in Clovis.
Oh, nice. There's some earrings that maybe
What's
got.
that?
Who's
You
going
got
in?
things for Bridget.
Bridget.
Put them at a school auction or something.
Oh, pretty.
Like a Mercy auction. I don't remember. I was like 12.
That's Bridget in the back there.
For her 12th birthday.
What'd she give her?
A pair of earrings.
Oh, where are they?
Yeah, Mom.
Oh, sorry.
There's one. Here's the other one. You're holding it
That way.
Wow.
My goodness. Very interesting.
What happened?
Who made those?
What?
Probably some student. Probably paid way too much for them.
In the name of a donation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe gave them probably from an auction.
That's what she said. So John, do you have a gift? We're doing the gift.
I wondered, because I was off for a while. I have this.
Oh,
This is a picture given to Jean and I, dated on the back by Dad. It was quite a delay there. On 2 days after Taylor was born, they'd come to visit us in San Francisco. It's a picture of, it's dated Beta Breakers, and it's kind of a caricature of the city of San Francisco. It says, to John and Jean at the end of their San Francisco year of fun, frolic, leisure, and to top it off, Taylor, May 31st, 1992, Mimi, Papa Dave, and that's my gift.
yeah.
I remember that.
We got a couple pictures of that we bought at the same time in my bathroom.
Oh,
2 pictures.
I remember that. Mhm.
Yeah.
I have something too.
Oh.
This is technically from my mom, but It was Mimi's.
Oh,
Oh my, Black Hills Gold Ring.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh.
this is very special to me
I got
because
that for confirmation, Catherine.
what?
It wasn't Mimi's. I got it for confirmation. But she
I
gave.
know, but wasn't it Mimi's before you? Before you?
No, she
That
got
would
it.
be the hand-me-down. This is a gift, not a hand-me-down.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
No, it's more precious.
yeah.
And I gave that to Catherine on her confirmation.
All right. Does anybody else have any more before we go to the next one?
I suppose I have one.
we have behind us.
It's escaping.
As I understand it, my name Patrick was given to me by Mimi. So
Yes, that's right.
Yes, it definitely was.
I was sitting in our living room. We were on our dining room at the Lafayette house. We were giving Mimi and Papa Dave name choices, and she said, "How about a good old a Catholic name like Patrick or Sean or who knows?" David.
Well, I don't think she said Catholic. I think she said more
Biblical.
Irish.
Biblical name.
Or
No, I don't
traditional.
think she even used
Irish.
that.
Or
But
Irish.
Oh, Catholic, Irish, or okay? I thought it was a biblical.
yeah, I think she left the religion part out. But we were so stuck on what to name our kid.
That's a picture hanging in my bathroom.
Yeah. So and now we have a Patrick, thanks to Mimi.
There he is. I can see him right
Nice,
in front
nice
of me.
legs, Mike.
I'm a big fan of that choice of name.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's me.
That's Linda. Must be Linda.
That's Linda.
He loves to be called Pat. So
Uncle
That's a more recent picture.
you got a
Great
kindred
picture.
spirit in the family.
Jane,
Well, that's
Yes.
tell him the fact that Patrick was the only Patrick in his huge high school.
Oh, well, that's the other thing is there's nobody else named Patrick in our generation, so he's good to go.
And there were
So
how
I
many?
went-
How many Taylors?
If you're an
Very
Emily
nice.
or a Justin
You
or
put
something,
Pat
you
in
know.
this picture?
No.
Where,
Who
wait a
doctored
minute.
that up? That's awesome. And who made that?
Where was that?
Spirit, I love weed.
Mike
did the
photoshopped
Photoshop
you
here?
in.
That's amazing.
And who photoshopped
doctored
John to
that
look
up?
like
It
a
wasn't
supermodel?
easy,
What
but
did
I'm
I
at.
miss here?
Look at that picture, Gene.
Oh, I missed it.
Go
Okay.
back to the hospital picture. That was amazing.
That is so great.
Especially
Okay.
because
Oh, yeah.
You recognize that was back before Pat was in the picture,
I
but
know.
now she's in
I
the
clearly
picture.
was not
Oh
there,
my
but I
God!
am wearing.
It was very
my-
nice.
But you love
I
weed.
t-shirt.
But her
Margaret and
head,
Dad to
she's
see
a
his
little
room for her.
small. Her head looks a little shrunken.
I know.
She's
I
high.
In the
gave up
picture.
trying to
I
make
don't
it
even know
perfect.
where and when that is, but I'm claiming it.
He's
I
standing
was
back
there.
from it.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So who's the
I
one
will.
who
I have to
photoshopped
speak
this?
up
Who
here. I will
photoshopped
never
that?
forget when we were in her room and she's waking up, and we asked her. Somebody, I don't think it was me because I wouldn't have done it, but somebody asked her if she was a Republican, and she says, "Oh no, I'm a Democrat."
I remember that too.
Oh my gosh!
Well, then we asked her who the Pope was, and she said, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is in front of Dream Street here.
Nice. Black and white. Wow.
You know
That's
what?
awesome. Beautiful.
Wow, look at that.
The gift.
Aw,
Gosh, look at there.
look at the
I
wagon.
go,
That's
hey,
Thomas
can
in the
I
hospital.
hijack this and go next on the
That's
gift?
Thomas.
Hello.
Scarlett,
Mike,
give
you're the
control.
host.
Rachel, go for it, Rachel.
Okay.
What do you need?
So I
I,
have a gift to share. Can you see? Mike, I need the video back.
Coming back.
Can you
Right.
see? What's
It's
it
an
say?
apron.
It's not easy being a princess.
Where are all these
What's it
pictures
say?
coming from? Whose pictures are
nice,
these?
nice.
Mike?
Just a second, I gotta.
Dad, listen to Rachel.
Stand up, Rachel.
Whoever is doing this slideshow is hijacking what I'm saying. It's typical. I'm the youngest. It's always happens. I'm seeing this. Here's my
Hey,
apron.
what's going on?
Stand up so we can see it again, Rachel.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
If you stand up and talk, your face will get big.
This is so typical. I have to redo everything.
It's not
Okay.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
It says, it's not easy being a princess. And it has like little, like, it's like got gemstone sparkles on it and everything.
Yes, I did give that to her.
Yep. Yes, you did. It has stains all over it. And Sophia used to wear it when she was like really little, and it would like hang to the floor. So it's been around a long time. So
Are we ready to go for the next?
That's a priceless T-shirt. Keep it.
You gotta keep it for sure.
It's an apron.
I've had it for years.
Well, whatever it is, keep it.
The next category in our scavenger hunt, Mom, is we're all going to share a picture of ourselves with you.
Oh, I jumped the gun.
Mike already shared my
No,
favorite
so
picture.
I'm going to jump in because everybody else is already showing pictures ahead of time.
Oh, you could just send them in the group chat. I don't know.
What?
Mike already shared a lot of them.
You could
Go, Rachel, go.
and share your pictures with Mom that you found. Maybe that would be a good idea.
Pat, you're on the Peloton, aren't you?
What?
I'm on the Peloton. Mike
Yeah,
already
your
shared.
hair
well,
is wagging.
I'm in way fewer
Are you
pictures than most of
like
you.
working
But
out
Mike
right now?
shared my two favorites. One of them is all of us in the front yard with them the last time everybody was at the house. And my new second favorite picture is the one that I was never in at all, where Mimi's in the hospital and I'm suddenly.
Oh.
He's getting full credit. Here's mine.
So,
You can see, this is at our cabin. Is that coming in at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How long ago was
Yeah.
that?
3-4 years ago. It was probably Thanksgiving or Christmas a couple years ago.
That's a great photo.
It's been more than 3 or 4. I
No
bet.
snow
No,
in the
it's-
ground.
So
It was
short.
more recent because Emma's hair was, it was the post-college hair for Emma.
mm.
But she literally loves short. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This is taken at Margaret and Dan's wedding.
Oh, wow. That's
Huh.
adorable.
That's Charlotte.
So Charlotte, you probably don't have a lot of pictures, partly because I have some. This is Charlotte and Mom in bed watching TV at a hotel. I don't.
Aw,
Wow.
You see it? Aren't you
that's
cute?
awesome.
Look at that.
I look like I'm watching a
Both
show
the
at a
sleeves.
walk.
Those are those shoes
But
that
here's
have the
the
like
thing,
monthly
I
bottom.
want to ask who is this? Is this Eileen or Charlotte?
That's Eileen.
That's
Eileen.
Look at those
Look
arms.
at that bathing suit.
What about them?
Very
They're so
long.
long.
Yeah, we have long arms.
Is that on a boat?
I play bridge. I have to be the one to pick up all the cards that the ladies are dropping. We all go, and the cards go flying, and I have to reach down and pick them all up because their arms aren't nearly as long as mine. So that's a Jordan trait.
You're capturing almost the whole screen here, Margaret.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you do that?
You gotta go back
There's
to
a thing called,
You.
Dad, there's a thing called speaker view. If you hit in the upper right corner, you can see the person that's talking, which sadly now would be me.
Am I still? Uh-oh, there I am again. Since I'm on, I thought I'd show this cute picture of Rachel and
Aw.
and then
Charlotte.
in the background.
Look at that's at the
I woke
upstairs
up
bedroom.
whoever's behind me.
That's a picture I took when I came home from college and I walked in to see my little sisters, and aren't they cute?
Is that the little girl's room?
And then you discovered somebody had taken over your bedroom.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. Yeah, you were not a happy camper.
I'm gonna share my picture. This is my favorite picture. I don't know if you can see it, but it is.
Please talk louder. Make Margaret go
It
away.
got really loud there for a second.
How do I get them on?
This is my favorite picture with
Zoom is
Mom.
like broken right now. I have to leave and rejoin.
It's with Pat when Pat came.
Ah,
Ah,
love it.
That was a fun one.
Was
A good time was
Very
had
nice.
by all that
bombing at
night.
the time?
And what was great was Scott jumped into that picture because he was representing Margaret. I remember he's like, I'm Margaret.
We had pizza, remember?
Yep.
Yep, we had others, it was your house, that was welcome.
Look at that. We had
was
a sign going
awesome.
all the way across the driveway.
What was that from?
Where'd
I
you
remember
go?
that. What was that for?
Probably when you came home from
we
the
made-
hospital after your incident.
She left us.
Is
and we
that what it
found her,
was?
And we made her come
Gallbladder,
home.
maybe. That was a long time ago. Not the.
Do you know what it's
There's
for?
Rachel on the bottom. That's a date.
Oh, there's Cradle.
I'm
in the
John and
crib.
Margaret. It's a
And
cradle.
Mike in there. It's
Is it
like
Mike?
in the
Uh-huh.
cradle. Who do you think it is?
Like,
Ruth.
It's like
I like your pictures, Margaret.
Oh, wait,
I
I know I
did
stole all
too.
the best ones. I'm sorry I have all the pictures, but at one time Dad believed that I would be the best one, that I would archive them and share them, but I'm sorry I haven't yet.
So Horn Photo in Fresno, when they reopen, is going to be digitizing people's
That's a
for 20%
20-year
off,
old.
Margaret. You should bring them down here.
Okay.
So are we ready for the next category? Or does
I have
anybody
one more.
Okay.
What?
There's Mimi holding me on the day I was born.
Eileen is coming with a picture.
Oh,
Oh.
that's beautiful.
Which baby is that?
That's me.
It's Catherine.
Catherine, keep looking it up.
You look a lot like Dida in that picture, Mom.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, this one
I was
is.
looking at the baby.
Oh, look at there.
Oh.
Oh,
I can remember this, Catherine.
Yeah. I obviously don't
There were
remember.
two mothers, two grandmothers in the room.
It was a party.
There were, she was starting to get ready to press. Give me my comb. Comb my
It was Eileen, wasn't it?
And we were looking at each other like, you believe
That was
this?
Eileen. That was Eileen, I think.
I know it was, but
Oh.
and so anyway.
Spotlighted your video for everyone.
Oh my gosh, this was an epidural, I guess.
Yep, that was it.
How do we get that up now? All of you disappeared but me, which doesn't make me happy.
Gallery view.
As the host, I can choose a spotlight video and keep it on one person who's showing pictures, so it's not bouncing around as much.
yeah, see me?
And
We're moving to the next category.
Oh, it's your
Oh, wait,
fault.
Eileen's got one.
You're the one that's messing everything up.
I'm doing spotlight videos.
So I went through a lot of albums, and Mom, there's like no.
What did you say that word?
Huh?
Al-
Well,
So I had to go back.
albums?
I had to go back to graduation of college and block out Dad. So there's a picture of me and you at the pinning ceremony, I believe.
What did you block out?
Picture. I'm gonna have to block out Margaret. There we go. Oh, there's a picture of you and I. Right here, we'll show everybody. And this is Rachel. Look at there you are.
Oh, that's Washington D.C. Hey, no,
That's UP graduation, and here's the other one with Dad there.
Oh, they're better with the other
Move it
people.
over
They're
the other
awesome.
way.
I love that dress that I was wearing. I wish I would have saved it. It would. I'd have to be 20 pounds lighter, but I love that dress. Yeah.
Oh, that you
Look at this one that I found.
Oh, so this is Margaret and Rachel. They look like twins flanking.
Where are you? I lost you.
Oh,
Scott's got some pictures.
wait. I just see. I don't see Margaret.
That's Charlotte, I think.
Yeah,
No,
I
this
know.
is someone else's
That's
picture.
Eileen.
No,
Eileen
that's
and
me.
Rachel.
That looks Eileen.
Eileen, that's you, yeah.
Me?
Well, who's over on the
On the
right
left.
Well,
behind?
I will swear that it's
That's
you.
Rachel.
And that's
That's
Rachel on the
Rachel.
other
That's Rachel,
side.
yeah.
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 You guys can't recognize anyone.
Why do you have that picture?
All right. Well, so we have another category now. We're sharing something that's been hand-me-downed from you. So I'm gonna
Hand me-
grab my espresso maker. A lot of
Wait.
us have been hand-me-down stuff now that the house is gone.
So since you have an espresso maker, could you give me a little taste in this, which is a hand-me-down from, this is what Jean put her name on years ago.
Yeah.
And for what she wanted as a hand-me-down. And we
It's
have, of
called a
course,
chocolate set.
we have the pitcher and the other 3 glasses to go with, but I brought this up here for the show and tell.
Awesome.
Charlotte, I have one. Gonna switch me.
You just have to talk and you become the
I
center.
have something. I'll just show it real quick. Mom, I think when I was really young, gave this to me, and it's actually been broken for a while. I need to get the band fixed.
What is it?
Broken. It's a Black Hills gold ring.
Black as gold. Yeah. Back up a little bit.
Back up?
Yeah.
We better get to
Yeah, I did
Look what Paige has.
Oh.
Say hi,
Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
I think
I
your
thought that
wife's
was-
been doing your laundry.
I think it's hard for him to hear, but
Tell him to just download Zoom.
Paige, I thought you were showing a picture of your hand-me-down. Doesn't really see it was
She
live.
was. And
oh,
she
he
wins
called me and I
Saturday.
told him that we were on the Zoom call, and he's like, "Well, then let's FaceTime and I'll join." So here we are.
Very cool. Okay, now I'm gonna go. This is my hand-me-down. Remember this, Mom?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
How often do I wear it, Steve?
Like every day. This is a staple.
Every morning, this is what I put over my pajamas when I come downstairs to lounge in my pajamas for 8 hours.
Wait, before
Because
going
that's
back
what
to
we
bed.
do now.
We thought that's what you did in bed for.
On work days.
I didn't necessarily like the kind of tie-dye design, but I really like it because I like the length and it has these holes in the back so it's not too hot. Perfect. So I use it every day.
A little hot for
I
today.
remember that.
I thought it was so we were outdoors. So I didn't care for it.
Hey, who's next?
I'll go. Wait, Bridget. I feel like this is a pretty.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good one. That's awesome, Bridget.
It's the bride. She's already down.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
This is my hand-me-down.
Brother.
Hanging in her bedroom.
It's in my bedroom. That's
Winner.
that's in my bedroom.
Great one.
Since you're breaking, and here's a year or 2 later when I was born. Isn't she beautiful? I'm not talking about the baby. I'm talking about Mom.
Yes, Mom.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the baby. Which baby is it?
I think it was me, Mom. I don't know for sure.
I didn't have hair.
I have plenty now.
Yeah, for a whole year, and then you're so pale you couldn't see it.
This too.
Yeah.
Come on, boys. Mike, do you have a hand-me-down?
Hand me down?
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you have any
I
hand-me-down?
I was cleaning the rubber gasket on the front load washer today, and I thought of that was sort of a hand-me-down.
The washer or the gasket?
The washer.
Mike,
We traded
the
up
dryer?
theirs.
Mike, go outside and show us the pillars from 310 Weldon.
There you go.
Well, I got you on my. Rebecca can go do that. Rebecca? She's got the mobile phone.
It's okay, Mike, we know.
Go do the
Just tell us
pillars
you're
on
going
the
to
back
show us that.
patio.
Description is adequate.
We believe you.
What's happening?
Can you take your mobile phone and go to show us the pictures on the back patio, or the pillars on the back patio?
There's pictures on the back patio.
Pillars.
Pillars.
Check them out.
Margaret, do you have
The colonial pillars from 310 are now at Dream Street.
just
Charlotte.
That's a good.
Hi, Rebecca.
Let me indulge this Zoom session. Hold on.
Rebecca.
So Mimi and Papa Dave did our Zoom room tonight with me and my kids, and she gave us a tour of Shasta Estates. And the first question she got is, where did that cool dinner bell come from that can't have just been there? Like they picked up immediately on the Weldon dinner bell in the tour.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me interrupt the talking session for the pillars. Here we are. How do I rotate? Okay, here they are.
Nice.
Awesome.
Just like home.
Hand-me-downs.
You're still holding them up, Mom and
Yeah.
Dad.
Dang, look at that
So
pillar.
jealous.
That one's kind of crooked.
Mike, it reminds me of the Seattle Underground tour where they had to put props in as the city sank and the pillars weren't big
Yeah.
enough. There's a little gap at the bottom
Had to
there.
extend them a little bit.
Does
I can see when
anybody,
you're
are we
moving.
ready for the next category?
Yes.
Okay, the next category is the most valuable skill learned from Mom.
Oh. Rebecca? Can
Did
you
you
go
get that
show the
one?
sewing room?
The most valuable skill you taught us.
Go to the sewing room.
Can I go first while
Very
Mike
silent.
props?
Yes.
Rebecca's
Okay, so
my
I'll go first.
cameraman. She's going to go demonstrate a skill that my mother passed on to me.
Okay, folks, this is my father's skill.
Making a mess of the dining room.
Sewing.
Sewing.
Making gas masks.
Dining room table too. That would be another skill.
Check it out. Look at all the masks.
Wow. He
That
is
looks like a
really in a
Mardi
league
Gras
of his own here.
Are you hoarding?
Okay, are you done?
So mine is not as astonishing as that. I was torn between a few skills I've learned from my mother. One was, of course, culinary artistry. But of course, I did not acquire that skill. And so the next would be my urge for daily strenuous exercise, but that comes from another parent. So I'm going to have to go with the gift of gab.
Oh, yeah.
That's a winner. I inherited that too, and we weren't even exposed to each other for the first 60 years.
Making chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, good one.
So
Mimi makes the best.
early on, the skill I learned from Mimi by demonstration, and then she taught me, and Papa Dave also did too, is doing a jackknife off the diving board. And as you can see, if you watch Marco Polo, that skill was perfected very quickly by Emma. She was already doing a perfect one.
I never did a jackknife.
Yes, you did. Oh, you did swan dives.
I jackknifed to my knees.
No, swan dives. Swan dives. Anyway, she was a good diver, and she has great legs. Here's my leg.
Margaret.
Margaret, you look naked, but that's fine.
Are you naked, Margaret? You're
Does
looking pretty
anybody
naked.
have a picture of Margaret doing her?
Okay, just checking.
Margaret doing the 3.5 off the high dive.
I have something quick to share because I was just reminded that I have something where I'm currently staying, which is my house, that is from Mimi and Papa Dave. So I'm going to share that now quickly, and we'll see if anybody remembers these items.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I saw mine in the attic yesterday, but I didn't bring it down.
Blast from the past.
So we've actually had these for years, like a long time. So that's fun because I don't think I have anything of yours, Mimi. Like maybe a couple glasses that I took when I went to college that you were getting rid of. Probably it.
I think I gave you some cookware.
Some, but then I moved cross country in a car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Beautiful.
yay.
Andy, and I made how many of those? 18. One for every, no, 6. Every set of children. And I don't think I made all the grandchildren one.
No.
How many grandchildren got Andy?
I got one.
You did?
You
Okay.
got one from, oh, sorry,
Never.
that was Taylor.
Yeah,
My mother made my kids.
really.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry, Mimi.
Wait, Patrick, were you saying I got a skill from Mimi? Is that what you were saying?
Oh, no. Oh, Mimi was the first person to offer me a beer
There.
ever. So,
Look at them all.
First person offered a what, Pat?
to offer me a beer. So shout out to Mimi.
Good.
That counts.
A skill.
Oh, boy. That was fun.
Offering your grandchildren a beer.
Well, she gets to have one with them. So
Come walk around.
My skill is only partially honed, but the ability to be able to say, I can do this. Like, and again, mom, remodeled bathrooms on her own, fixed entire washing machines, but I've tackled a few extremely minor tasks that I had to be like, oh yeah, I could do this. So I'm hoping that I get more adventurous.
Yeah, you are. Definitely are. Yeah.
I learned the skill of ironing, and mom taught me. So starting out with ironing. Okay.
Ironing
She used to actually iron our sheet.
Oh God, that was back in the day.
Where were you? You were cutting out.
Hey, Mom, did I talk you out like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Was I successful in talking you out of having to wash sheets every single weekend?
Monday's wash day.
How often should you wash your sheets? Is a good question.
Depends how often you sleep in them. And how many other people are sleeping in them.
Well, during coronavirus, I'm pretty sure nobody washes their clothes more than once a week. I love reading the articles about all the people that stay at home and don't take a shower for days on end, because who would know?
Jean's been gone 7 weeks, and I was thinking, my sheets I think are fine. I did switch to the other side of the bed. I think I did the towels twice.
There you go.
And if you look at my background now, you guys, it's not a Corvette, but it's my ironing board. Came to the cabin for the weekend. I brought my shirts to iron, although I seldom wear them because it's mostly scrubs now. See, real life ironing board. I know how
There
to
you
do
go.
that.
Good for you.
Didn't even
John's
have to
living the
set
new
up-
reality.
John taught me to.
I'm not sure I'm going to go
When we
or
were
the
visiting in
uh,
Rochester.
dry cleaner anymore for my shirts.
Your dry sense of humor and your laugh.
Eileen, I can't understand people when they're chewing and talking.
Pat bursts out laughing at that. So, Mom, Eileen, I'll interpret for you, Eileen. She thinks you have a dry sense of humor, which is funny because every time you tell a joke, you laugh, almost as god-awfully as Eileen does.
You got your laugh
dry
from
sense
me,
of humor
Eileen.
comes with restraints at the end of the
She just said her laugh. She got her gift of laughing.
Gift of laughing, and I like your dry sense of humor. Like, well, we'll get to that later on. We have something else to talk about. We'll get to that.
Oh, this
later.
is the cringeworthy story.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
Rachel. Rachel, what skill did you learn from Mom?
Well, sadly, John kind of stole my punchline at the very beginning. So what I was going to say was I was going to talk about Mom's amazing cooking skills and how the youngest child, her cooking was kind of her escape, honestly, because I didn't learn how to cook because she would shift out of the kitchen. So I didn't really learn how to cook at all, but I realized what a great cook she is. But I didn't learn how to cook from her because She didn't want me in the kitchen with her.
They're forcing me to say hi even though I'm working. So yeah, that's why
Get back to work.
Oh.
I'm trying to work. You guys have any trash? No? Okay.
Hi, Thomas.
Bye, Tom.
We will eat it.
Eventually. Who's collecting our
Thanks,
trash?
Thomas.
What about some grandkids? Any grandkids? Looks
Oh,
like
Catherine's
Catherine
bailing
had a
on us right
doting
now.
mom.
She's sending a goodbye message.
Catherine.
Okay, before I leave, I will say that I learned from Mimi the importance of not leaving food around for the ants.
Oh. You remember me chasing ants?
I remember us leaving food in the laundry room, like all of us grandkids, and you got like a major ant problem after we left food in there, and you were very upset with us.
I don't think that
Oh,
included
you
me.
stick around. That's going to come around like a good joke. It's going to come back around.
What about we leaving wet towels on wood furniture?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what tell us about our ant discussion again.
Not sitting on the upholstery in a wet bathing suit.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a little mark on my dresser from a wet bathing suit. I think it was you, Catherine.
Now, I want to weigh in here. One of the things that I learned from Mimi, who is sitting right next to me, with whom I've been married for almost 62 years now, and it was looking down the road, not right in front of the car, but down the road when I'm driving, and not to go too far over on the right-hand side. I was worried that I'm going to go off the road on that side. That's what one of the many things I
No, you just let it sit.
That's a good one to know.
All right, everybody, I gotta go because we gotta do a parent duty.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Happy
Have a nice day.
Mother's Day, Catherine.
It's so good to see Elliot walking around. Yep.
Sure is.
Your mother.
And Patrick, don't talk so much.
Paige is muted, so we can't hear her groaning.
Well, it's so you can't hear me laughing. You guys are very funny. I was cracking up at most of that.
She is the perfect granddaughter.
My
So-
husband has learned something from you, Mom. Let's hear.
Well, so as an outlaw, I guess, I picked up over
Outlier.
the years, Kate, that you always have a positive attitude. Today's homily message was to not have a troubled heart, that always just experience the best of life and not worry about what might be the worst, but just focus on what is going to be the best and just go forward, go after it.
Mike, you are designated to be the speaker at my funeral.
No.
Good call.
No. Nobody else's turn.
We all heard it. Write it down.
I don't recognize that person. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
She doesn't
That's-
recognize that that's her.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Can
you.
I say my funniest, most surprising time with Mimi?
Oh yeah,
And I don't know if Emma's on. I don't know if she's here. But I had just broken my right leg. So I was in a wheelchair and we were in Ashland, Oregon, and it was a volleyball game, football game, and Dave, John went to the game.
It was
there
graduation, Jean.
No, it might have been that weekend, but it was volleyball because there was a combination of football and volleyball. Anyway,
I think it's
we
mango
were in that
or
little
peach.
cheesy hotel room, and I couldn't go anywhere because I was miserable and in a wheelchair. And you were like, "I'm not going anywhere." It was raining outside. Came into my hotel room with a pre-made giant jigger of Manhattans and corn chips. And it was like corn chips in Manhattan. We were golden for the night. Found the movie on TV, and it was like delicious. Corn chips in Manhattan. You got to try it.
So I remember another time,
5 years ago or something. Yeah.
might have been a similar evening. You guys were in that hotel, and I think it was at a football game. And when I would text you what was going on, you could tell because the big plays, you could hear the crowd and a little bit of the play-by-play from the announce because we were that close. You probably were hearing as much as I was from sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember we did the same thing during graduation, which was out on a football field. And it was like, no way are we going to sit there and do all this when we can watch
you
television
skipped the
and drink
ceremony.
Manhattans.
Yeah.
No,
But the corn chips were just like,
I think they were corn nuts.
No, they were corn chips.
Corn chips, okay.
Which are way worse for you, but.
Like Fritos?
Well, they're both bad.
No, corn chips, like you dip in salsa. Elliot will tell you about that.
No, like they're curly corn chips, you just eat them.
Fritos.
Fritos. Oh,
Yeah,
Fritos.
like Frito. Well, yeah, like
You have to dip them
like
in
Fritos. Frito corn chips.
Okay, Jean, that was a perfect segue to our next category.
Okay.
Give a cringeworthy
Corn chips.
or cool memory of mom.
Okay, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's hard to top that. Frito corn chips in Manhattan. And what was the name of that hotel?
Flagship.
Flagship
Oh,
Hotel.
definitely.
I mean, it was like living the dream.
It was close to campus. That was the best part.
Yeah.
background.
I'll unmute. Remember when Mom and Dad would take us on drives? And I actually have a picture of when we thought we discovered a nudist camp. Now, it really wasn't a nudist camp, but she had a very fertile
I was convinced.
and imagined it was a nudist camp and was talking to us young children about. We sat there and looked at it, the nudist camp, which later turned out to be some friends. See me there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The commune.
The Charles.
The
Commune, yeah. So they would go on rides in the mountains, and that was definitely worthy.
Well, you want to hear the real story?
We
That's
did
why
that
we hear
on
the real
days
story.
when the ski hill was bad weather because we never really checked carefully enough whether or not it was going to be bad weather.
Hi, Mary Claire.
The real story is when Dave went up to Mount Shasta, he was zoom up I-5 and zoom back home. And it seems to me the weather was bad, and so we didn't stick around. And I said, I want to explore. So let's take all these back roads. And we find wonderful things like a nudist colony and a llama farm where they raise llamas and all these things. And it's all he was doing is looking at his watch. Well, time is passing. We need to get home,
Okay, I have a cringeworthy and a cool thing too that I kind of heard about Mimi. So the cool thing was I remember when I think there was an auction dinner that you went to at the Zagarises. It was a Greek dinner. And I remember you guys talking about how you got so drunk that Dad had to carry you to the car across the street.
Remember that?
I was so drunk, I don't remember that.
Of course you don't, Mom. You're probably blacking out. Anyways, as a teenager, I thought that was kind of cool because my parents seemed way too perfect. And I was like, oh, they actually have fun. Okay. The cringeworthy thing was not necessarily when Mom was talking to me. It was what happened right after she was talking to me. So on the way to a baby shower, when I was probably 10 or something, 9 or 10, across town for the 5-minute drive. Mom took it upon herself to explain how babies were created. She actually did it in a really nice way. It was actually, you did a great explanation, Mom, and it wasn't cringeworthy. You were incredibly specific about how
You were the only one I talked
to the egg. I mean, it was, I had always wondered that, because Mike, when we used to walk to school to Juniper together, when I was probably in the 2nd grade and he was in the 5th grade, I asked him one time if the reason why people get pregnant, women get pregnant when they sleep with someone, is because they're lying next to them for 12 hours.
Sounds like COVID.
Yeah, that's true. But Mom laid that all to rest. She cleared that up with her incredibly specific, just graphic description of what you have to do. And then but the cringeworthy part was when we got to the baby shower and this 9-month pregnant woman is there. I'm like, oh, you did that?
You did that.
And I might be the only child that you ever explained the birds and the bees to. I know Charlotte and Rachel didn't.
I think you are the only one.
It was my duty to explain it to Charlotte and to Rachel.
Yeah, we relied on you, Eileen.
They figured it out.
Right.
Hold all.
You wouldn't know everything. You wouldn't be married. You wouldn't have kids. For me passing down that information.
I learned it all from Mike, who figured it out.
My story is somewhat related in a very exact way. I remember one time driving around when Madonna was popular, and you really liked to, sing in the car. It was that Honda Civic that I think I eventually.
It was an Accord.
An Accord.
That
Papa Don't Preach would come on, and you'd turn up the radio and you'd sing along, Papa Don't Preach, kind of in a voice. It was cool and cringeworthy at the same time.
We're saying that?
What am I singing?
Papa Don't Preach by Madonna.
Yeah.
She gets pregnant. So it's kind of related.
What is it, child?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I never did any more cringeworthy things.
Anyone else?
Oh, I go with mine then. Mike might remember this, maybe. Maybe it's a repressed memory. Although the story of the nudist colony reminded me of when Mom, her skis came off the car rack because we hadn't clipped them down enough. Somebody found one because it had her name on them. And so we knew about where they fell off. And so the next day, Dad drove us up there, and we were assigned to walk up the freeway and look in the gutter and down over the swale for any sign of her ski. And then somebody found it. That was not me. And they were so excited they let us go to Baskin Robbins for triple dip ice cream, which was that was a
Somebody
spurt.
found it and took it to Reading and called us up.
I think.
That was the
No, I
second.
think they called for the first one. We found the second one because we knew where to look. We didn't have to look the whole 60 miles. We knew where they had found it.
Yeah.
At any rate, the message
Yeah.
until I heard the nudist colony story, I hadn't remembered that. I was thinking, cringeworthy wise, we had the spare the rod and spoil the child sort of thing going on in our house for a while. But there was one time Mike and I were supposed to assign to take a nap up in our room, and we kept banging around and making noise. And Mom yelled up the stairs a number of times, and we just kind of kept banging around. And eventually the door burst open, and in exploded Mom in a rage. And I think I remember her like kicking and pummeling and just beating the hell out of
Really?
me.
Because you weren't taking a nap?
Really lost it. It's like, you probably needed a nap yourself or something. Remember that, Mike? So we said, oh, really quiet.
Oh boy, I would lose it now and then.
I have something to share. I was thinking about most memorable conversations with Mimi, and there were a lot of memorable conversations, although most of them were about cooking. And I think I probably stuck with my own opinion on cooking most of the time. But I do remember that the water needs to taste like the sea. That one has stuck with me for sure. And then I remember talking about something, and it was for some reason an unpleasant conversation, just something that had to be done. And I remember Mimi saying to me, "I'd rather slit my throat."
I've heard that a few times.
Is that a favorite saying?
Well, that's another category coming up. Right?
Yeah, that's one of my phrases.
It was about, but she told me that she'd rather slit her throat than do what I was proposing to do.
I have a cringeworthy story moment.
I'm gonna find you.
So, Mom was taking me to school. I think it was probably my last year of St. Joseph's, so I was probably in 6th grade, and it was pouring rain, you know, those torrential downpours.
Oh,
And I had been for a while, you know,
she's been really sick.
I think. I'd been sick with pneumonia, and I was just going back to school in 6th grade, and I was probably really excited. And Mom is all bundled up in her robe and her pajamas and those brown sheepskin slippers that were probably already really old. And she was kind of stressed driving me to school, and I didn't know why, but all of a sudden the car stopped, and I was why, and realized that we had ran out of gas. And ran out of gas, and I remember watching her shuffling around, and I'm pretty sure that you had me get out and get the gas. I'm pretty
Walk to
sure
the gas station.
It was on California Street.
Yeah.
And I was
Just
like
south-
getting over.
South Street. And I think you were only in the 3rd grade. That's my memory.
You were in your robe.
Yeah.
And I said, I didn't have a billfold, I didn't have money, I didn't have anything. And I said, I'm not getting out in these clothes. So I said, Rachel, get over in the block, and there's a gas.
Cats and
And
dogs.
tell them that we need gas.
Try to go beg for gas.
And so anyway, off she went. And pretty soon, you know, a cop car comes up behind me. And said, pull over. And I,
Loudspeaker.
you start pull over. I couldn't pull over. The car wouldn't go, and I wouldn't get out of the car. And so
I pretty much hated
and
you.
I told him what happened. I said, you sent your little child. So he went and kind of rescued you. But they were giving you something, a container for gas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, I hate my mother.
Well,
Moments.
you were always hating your mother.
Something similar happened in Washington, D.C.
And you were sitting back there in the back of the station. And you said, I hate you. And I said, oh, you don't really mean that. You're just mad at me. That's why. I was working on my psychology in those days. I'm going to come back there and.
Now, I heard that story totally differently, Mom.
Mom, I love you.
I've never heard that story, but Mike, you got to remember that for the funeral. Okay, Mike Rowe.
The story I heard was much better. And I thought Mom told me the story that she was wearing this very see-through black negligee.
No. That was on Key Bridge and the.
Okay, can you tell that story, please?
Yeah, that was the other time.
Mom, you gotta tell that story. Tell the story, Mom. Mom.
Margaret wouldn't help. Margaret was sitting there in the little car seat in her overnight diaper, which is just was
Tissue paper.
No. When I use at night, I use what they call those blankets.
Doesn't matter.
Those flannel blankets. That's what I use for night diapers. So anyway, I had to take Dave to work, and so I just plucked her and put her in the car seat, and off we went. Hurry, I'm waiting, he's saying. And we ran out of gas on the Key Bridge in rush hour, and I had this little black 90 that I had when I first got married, you know. And I just sat there in the car and blocked traffic. And soon as I had to get out, so I walked to this gas station, but no, you know, again, no light. And anyway, once he got his ride to the hospital, and he told the president what had happened. He said, "You left your wife and became friends with the He said, we got to go back and rescue her." So that's how I got out of that deal.
Oh my God, Dad, I can't believe you left her in that.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad deal. I agree.
It was typical.
He has his agenda.
He had a goal. He had a goal. He had to be at work. He was very goal-oriented.
Hi, Dan.
Oh, boy.
I have
So, Dan, have you got a memorable story for me?
I have a cringeworthy story. So there's this, the ancestry.com, of course, has been a significant part of our story as a family. And I remember hearing that Mimi, you are of Northern European, not French. And is that correct?
No.
She claimed to be French.
No, it was United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
Oh, God, no.
So I heard this later on, years after. Our kids were young, and I was there at 310 Weldon, and I was up on a Saturday morning with our kids and you. Well, at first, but I think before you arrived, I decided I was going to make Mimi's pancakes in your kitchen. And so that, I thought it was going to be good. It was good, but it was not to French standards at all. I did not sift the flour like your grandmother did. Apparently, she had rolled over in her grave that morning because it was not these pancakes the way your grandmother would. But I think it turned out pretty good.
I remember clearly.
Mike needs to give the speech at the funeral. Include that, Mike.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, so
All right, are we ready for the next category? Or does
Yes.
anybody have more cool, cringeworthy stories? Okay, so our final.
Can I interrupt?
Oh, yes.
I need to get going. I have a Mother's Day dinner to cook and to work out still. Aloha, everyone. See you guys next week.
Bye, Patrick.
Bye, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
Now, next time, don't monopolize the conversation.
So rude.
Okay.
The next category is a favorite saying that we have of yours.
Oh, for crying out loud.
No, that's Dad's.
That's Dad.
They both say it.
That's true.
There are so many crumbs left by Catherine that there are ants a mile high and 10 feet wide from here to the stairway.
I told you a million times not to exaggerate.
Dave, will you make me a drink?
Yes, Eric.
Eric, say that again.
Dave, make me a drink.
What?
It's 5 o'clock.
Wait, did you hear Sophia?
Boy, you got that right.
Huh? Do it again. I just did. Do it again. Huh? Did you hear my families?
You can't say that, Sophia. It reminds me to say, pass me down. My favorite Sophia. Pass me down.
Guys, what about, can you just
the
flip
table?
upstairs?
Upstairs. That's Papa Dave.
What was
Oh,
that?
no,
Flip- No, my dad. My dad.
Oh, that was Dado. Slip upstairs and get
Slip
me.
upstairs and get me a handkerchief. Yeah.
Get me a
Flip
what?
over to the grocery store.
Handkerchief for his allergies.
It doesn't do anything for you.
Totally.
I've heard that one a lot.
That's
never
what I
heard that.
said
What was
about
that
your
one?
last hairdo. That isn't doing anything for you. Much better now.
Oh, another one is this is the way the Italians fill in any nationality at all. This is the way the so-and-sos do it. Yeah.
On the cooking channel.
Yeah.
On the did you hear
It
Eric?
needs more salt.
Yeah. More salt.
Gina, Rebecca.
That's right.
You know, Rebecca, I was thinking that about your frittata, but I shut my mouth.
Did you hear what Eric said? He said, on the cooking channel. On the cooking channel. Yeah.
This is how
This is how they do it.
Margaret,
No, it's going to come. I wasn't there for this, but how about?
I don't want to burn my tongue. Margaret, can you taste it? I don't want to burn my tongue. I got that.
Dan, you
How
were
about-
you had something to say too, Dan.
Oh,
Dan, you got something to say, didn't you? You said you did, and then all of a sudden somebody else started talking.
like you.
I think you heard it already. I just said, Margaret, this is really hot. Can you taste it? I don't want to burn my tongue. I think you heard that.
Oh, cranberry sauce. Yeah.
How about I am a culinary artist? I wasn't there for that, but I heard it.
Oh, that was something else.
I think one of her best things was in writing, New Year, New Sister.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
your sister, that's Pat.
Let's see. I got asked a lot of times. Mom would say to me, "Could you go out to the cooler and get this?"
That was my least favorite thing.
Yeah, same with me.
My favorite thing that she would say to me was, this is old, this is a long time ago, was good morning, sunshine.
Oh yeah.
Every day.
Good
Love that.
morning, Mary Sunshine.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
Good morning, Mary Sunshine.
I remember coming home from college and you would come stumbling down at like 11 o'clock and she would say that to you and you would grumble at her. And I was like, how can you stand her treating you like that? And she said, you were twice as bad.
In college?
Teenagers, they're great.
Probably in high school.
No, when she was in college and you were in high school.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Mary Sunshine. Why did you wake so soon? You scared away the little stars and you shined away.
Take away the moon.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Close the cooler door. Close the door.
Close the door.
The grandkids heard that a lot.
Oh, I know. In the summertime, everyone wake up and close the windows. Pull the shades.
Close up the house. I do the same thing.
Oh, boy. Okay. What is it, about 10 o'clock at night now?
Yeah.
Pat, it sure is.
Well, you'll be glad to hear that's the end of our scavenger hunt. That worked out perfectly.
Well done, Charlotte.
Oh,
Well
this
done,
was-
to all of your great memories. That was fun. And everybody, don't forget to send your pictures that you gathered to her.
Oh, you have to send them. I did it electronically.
I don't know about this Aurora Borealis background.
Yeah.
It's fading away into the ethereal nothingness.
I, as the host, I couldn't control that. I tried.
I'm blaming it all on you, Mike.
How do you want us to send the pictures?
Send them to Mom. That's what you want.
Well, I think you should, oh my gosh.
Bye, Teresa.
What a guy.
Came across this when I was
Chris
looking.
is going off to get Thomas. at
Coming
work.
This is
closer.
Margaret, this is your wedding weekend, and that's David.
Oh, wait, I don't see it. Hold on.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at there.
Look at you.
How young you guys looked.
Who's that guy without a hat?
He looked pretty young too, David.
So
Is that
young. Yeah, that's.
He has aged gracefully.
Thank you for coming to my wedding, Charlotte.
Oh, it was really fun.
And the rest of you I missed. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for coming to my Zoom room. It was wonderful.
I'll have you know, as host, I've been
It's
careful.
been a
to
privilege being the
spotlight
mother of
video
you all.
For continuity. This has been recorded. I don't know what I do with the recording now.
National Archives.
Hey, people that
Give it to Mike Rowe for the funeral.
Treasure it.
I can't wait for that funeral speech. Oh, wait. Say it all.
Things and Robisons.
We
Do you
love
guys
you.
want me to come up and say hi?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking of maybe end of this week or early next week. Do we have strong opinions either way?
No. We're all just here.
Our schedule is open.
Mason wants to know where Elliot is.
Rachel, do you have the most difficult schedule to accommodate?
Yes.
No one in my family has any sort of schedule but me, so you can come whenever you want to.
Okay, good. Because I didn't want to see you anyway. Well, maybe I'll start a
We would love
casual
to have you.
text and see what people want to say.
We would love
Okay.
it. We have a room waiting for you. Anytime.
How long have you been?
I don't think I would be staying, but thank you.
Come.
Rebecca?
Please do. You noticed
Go
your
to,
shirt, and I was like, oh, good.
go to 310 Weldon and pick up grapefruits.
You can do that.
Pick
What do you
up
say?
Go to
grapefruit.
Freetown Mill and get some grapefruit.
Yeah.
Rebecca,
Yes.
how long have you been off the airplane?
Well, not 2 weeks.
How many days
But
ago?
what's that?
Sorry, I got off an airplane 12 hours ago.
I was very cautious. I felt just as safe as I did.
She wore ski goggles on the airplane.
I wore ski goggles and an N95. I did not touch anyone. I sanitized every surface that I touched. And I did not take my mask off to consume anything unless I was like 200 meters away from everyone. So I'm good.
Wow, that's
All
impressive.
right, you can
Thank
come.
you. Thank you.
I don't think we need to worry.
She was in
I
first class
I
too.
don't think so, but I wasn't planning on doing any like sort of super close contacting with you guys. More so I just wanted to like at least see everyone. So
Yeah, it's tough to appreciate Elliot on video. It's kind of good to see him in person.
yes.
Pretty
It
great.
was actually
I
really.
can't
You can let him, you could let
Yes.
Elliot chase you around and try to stay 7 feet ahead of him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, Reba, let me know when that happens because I'll come down maybe and see you guys as well.
Oh yeah. Scott, where do you live these days?
Bellingham, it's like an hour, 20 minutes north of Bothell.
Yes. I know Bellingham. Okay. That'd be yes, let's coordinate that. Cool.
Great. Make sure she's coming again. Come to
Wait,
bed.
is that Daniel? I see Daniel.
Daniel just walked by.
It was an apparition.
Daniel, you fool.
Hey, hey,
Hi, Daniel.
I don't know everybody who's all here.
Happy Mother's Day.
Everyone.
Well, it was everyone. It's the
Except
crowd is-
you.
Yeah.
So Steve, your borrowed webcam isn't exactly impressing us for audio and video,
Hi.
but
I want to say good job,
good to see
everybody.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
bye, Pat.
Paige, thanks for hanging in there, Paige.
Bye.
Hi.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
She's like,
Bye, buddy.
love you guys. Happy Mother's Day. We're gonna go eat now.
Okay.
Happy
Mother's Day. Good to see
See you in
Thursday,
Washington and
everyone.
Oregon.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. I do have a recording of this in case anybody wants to see how great they looked.
Oh my God.
Send it to Mike.
I'm working on seeing how bad I can look.
I don't figure out what to do with it, but okay, I'm closing the meeting. Ha ha.
I'm gonna go